Okay, let's dive in. We're going to talk about how a really simple idea from one of the most famous companies in the world can actually reshape the entire future of AI and finance. It's all about shifting our focus away from the tech itself and onto what that tech actually does for us. And this right here, this was Steve Jobs' whole philosophy. And honestly, it's the key to understanding where financial technology is headed. See, it's not about who has the most complicated algorithms or the biggest data sets. It's about solving a real problem for a real person and doing it in the simplest, most elegant way you possibly can. So, what's the big problem we're trying to solve here? Well, if you look under the hood at a lot of financial institutions, their technology isn't some finely tuned engine. It's more like a patchwork quilt of old legacy systems, new apps, and custom fixes all kind of bolted together over the years. And this mess, well, it creates what a lot of people are calling a digital Frankenstein. A system where all these different parts are just cobbled together without any real unified plan. And this isn't just some internal IT headache. For your big clients, seeing that lack of coordination, it screams risk. It's a little unnerving, frankly. And what's really wild is that all this complexity, it has a very real, very tangible cost. I mean, just look at this. The data shows that over half of all the money lost each year comes from areas this Frankenstein system just can't handle. We're talking a massive 32% from cyberthreats, another 22% from fraud, and 16% from just trying to keep up with compliance. The financial hit from these security gaps and compliance issues is, well, it's absolutely staggering. We're not talking about small change here. This is a huge drain on the bottom line, and it's hitting institutions of every single size. So just how much are we talking about? Well, according to some really deep research from FIS and Oxford Economics, the average financial institution is losing an incredible $98.5 million every single year, all because of these friction points. And for the bigger guys, that number is even higher. It's an unacceptable cost of doing business, period. So here's the crucial thing to get. This isn't just about the money you lose from fines or fraud. The real cost is so much bigger. It's the operational drag that just slows everything down. It's the competitive disadvantage when you're up against leaner, faster players. And maybe most important of all, it's the slow, steady erosion of customer trust. And in finance, trust is everything. So fix this, we really need a major shift in how we think about buying technology. And again, we can take a page right out of Steve Jobs' playbook. It's time to stop buying tech for tech's sake. We need to start focusing on what it can actually do for the business and, for your clients. Let's be real for a second. Financial institutions don't buy AI. They just don't. They buy outcomes. They buy less fraud. They buy bulletproof regulatory safety. They buy the peace of mind that comes from knowing their whole operation is secure. The technology, that's just how you get there. And this is the classic example, right? When Apple launched the iPod, they didn't go around selling 5 gigabytes of storage. Who cares? They sold 1,000 songs in your pocket. They sold an experience, an outcome. And that simple little phrase completely changed the game because it focused on the human benefit, not the technical jargon. Okay, so how does this whole outcomes-first idea play out in the world of AI today? Well, it leads us straight to a brand new category of technology that is built from the ground up to deliver those real business results. It's called Agentic AI. And believe me, it is a huge leap forward. So this isn't your old school AI that just, answers a question you type in. No. Agentic AI is more like having a seasoned analyst on your team. It doesn't just pull the data you ask for. It thinks ahead. It anticipates what regulators are going to want to see. It connects patterns that seem totally unrelated, and it proactively finds insights that a human might have easily missed. So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, a compliance case that might take a human analyst days or even weeks to untangle, an agentic system can knock it out in a matter of hours. It automatically connects all the dots, from one suspicious transaction to a whole history of patterns to these super complex ownership webs, and then it just hands you a complete regulator-ready report. Now, you might be thinking that this level of automation would make banking feel less personal, right? But the truth is, it's the exact opposite. See, the ultimate goal here isn't to replace your best people. It's to finally free them up to do their best work. I mean, just look at this transformation. Before, your highly skilled, very expensive compliance teams might be spending 80% of their day on boring, robotic, repetitive tasks. With Agentic AI, you flip that entire equation on its head. Now, 80% of their time is freed up for what people are actually good at: high-level strategy, making nuanced judgment calls, and building real relationships with clients. And that's the real takeaway here. Simple, seamless, compliant technology isn't just a back-office tool. It's the foundation of trust in this digital age. It lets your team be more proactive, more strategic, and ultimately, more human. So it really all boils down to one question you have to ask yourself. Is your digital Frankenstein creating friction and breaking trust? Or are you using intelligent automation to build that simple, secure, and human experience that your clients are demanding? Because the answer to that question, well, that's what's going to separate the leaders from the laggards in the next generation of finance.